Probably the best way to become a president is to want it. You're never gonna get out alive, so have some fun while you're here. Always just embrace this idea that you know nothing, because you don't. I mean, you know, as soon as you think you know exactly how it's all gonna go down, or what audiences are really yearning for, you know, you can be surprised, you know. So I love that edict. I like that idea that I believe in film and any endeavor to be a process of collaboration. I think you always have to listen and always ask for help, and the best leaders are the people that hire the best people. I wouldn't characterize myself as an entrepreneur. I would characterize myself as someone who has found a couple of different things in life that I believed in with every cell in my body, and this is one of them.
I read that you were actually supposed to be in college and you moved to LA without your parents knowing. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, I would never tell my father that I was
where were you
dropping out of college.
To be?
I was supposed to be at Kwantlen University in British Columbia, Canada, and I did go there for 45 minutes and said nope, and I left. So I was there for a very short period of time, and then I just thought, I'm gonna go do this thing and I'm gonna give it a year, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll go back to school, get a degree, and go join the workforce.
Did your parents find out when they saw you on TV, or did
you
eventually tell them?
It was about 6 weeks into my trip in Los Angeles, and I called them and said, hey, I'm in Los Angeles, I'm not in school. And then my father hung up on me, and then my mom called me back, and she was always kind of the voice of reason, and then my father sort of came around. After I managed to make some money at it and kind of get my foot in the door, I think he was much more accepting of it. But any parent would be like that.
But at that time, it was like,
oh no,
you're taking a huge risk.
Like I set off a nuclear bomb.
Was there ever you're not going to make it?
Yeah, you always think like that. You never lose that thought, you know? I just wrapped a film that I've been shooting for 4 months, and at the end of it I thought, well, this could be my last. So you always get that.
Well, maybe that's the thing that keeps you good, right?
I think so, yeah. If you get complacent, you're kind of screwed. But no, everything that happened to me sort of in an aggregate kind of way. It was very sort of slow and steady. So I think I owe that a lot. I mean, I'm grateful for that kind of momentum being very, very sort of snail's pace, as opposed to like a rocket ship, because I've watched so many people in this industry come and go in various tragic ways and that sort of thing. And fame is a weird animal to deal with, I think, for anybody. So for me, it happened so slowly that it's sort of like getting into a bath over the course of a year. You're not going to get shocked by the water, be it cold or hot. You're gonna, you're gonna just immerse yourself in a way that's really, really slow. So for me, there's nothing meteoric about fame or any of that stuff. I was able to really kind of assimilate to it in a way that most people aren't really offered that ability. Everything's all or nothing in Hollywood. It's either you're the biggest star they've ever seen or you're done.
Yeah.
I somehow found that. I got lucky and found that weird sort of middle ground where I was able to kind of just slowly build my career. I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, to survive. So you kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh. I'm never going to say that I was the world's greatest improv comedian, but it's something I've used, in countless ways on every movie and every job I've ever done. So I moved to Los Angeles to get into improv comedy, and quickly ran out of money and ended up with getting an agent somehow, or bullshitting some agent into taking me, and then ended up getting a job at show business.
When did you realize that you could make a career out of acting? And as a kid, did you envision that you could get this big?
No, never. I mean, I never imagined where I am today. I think I'd have to be kind of crazy to imagine that. Maybe not.
Well, hey, a lot of
dream
student
big,
council
right?
presidents expect to be the president.
I guess, right? And that's how that's probably the best way to become a president, is to want it.
I read that you were overly sensitive and nervous as a kid, and that you struggled with shyness and social anxiety. How did that, how bad was it?
I still struggle with those same things. As challenging as they are, and they're also gifts that come with those things, and it's that same sort of situation where you become kind of incredibly perceptive in ways in which you you otherwise wouldn't, you know. You're constantly kind of sensing, you know, both real danger and non-existent danger. So you're, you know, those are things that have really helped me in my work. But yeah, as a kid, it was tough. I was a kid. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of different kind of phobias and issues that I had to sort of work through, and it took me a long time to kind of recognize those things as assets as opposed to liabilities. The more invisible I was, the more kind of happy I was.